Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
The inconsistent disruptor. Defensive tackle Jordan Elliot comes in number 25 on a roster countdown series for 2025. Now, he was 27 last year, jumped up 2 spots, and not really because of, quote-unquote, his play, which very inconsistent. He's the inconsistent disruptor. His highlight reel is pretty damn good. Like, he is a slasher, penetrating, highly athletic defensive tackle that 1 out of 5 plays just wrecks a play. And not the stats aren't really going to be there for him. No sacks last year, 2 quarterback hits. But he has this uncanny ability to sometimes just, embarrass opposing offensive linemen. But it's not consistent. You get a double team on him, dude gets blown back and turned sideways. You'll see him literally turn around with his back to the ball carrier and get blocked 7 yards downfield by a double team. Then the very next play splits him perfectly and is 3 yards in the backfield, forcing a tackle for loss, Nick Bosa. He's good, just not consistent, which is frustrating whenever you're talking about a player going into their 6th NFL season. And, the 49ers chose Jordan Elliott over Malik Collins. Malik Collins was a much more consistent player, but they chose him because he's younger, he's cheaper, and the 49ers just, Chris Kuceric loves this guy. Kyle Shanahan referenced him as one of the best run defenders on the team. I think that statement is absolutely ludicrous, but I do like it whenever coaches go to the bat for their players. So, Jordan Elliott wears jersey number 92 for the 49ers, 6'4", 303, 32-inch arms. He's 27 years old, so in his prime. You're hoping his best football's ahead of him. You're hoping it comes this year because you could really use him because that defensive tackle room is young. Young. You don't get one. You actually get 2 rookies in C.J. West and Alfred Collins. Plus you bring in Sebastian Valdez, who's another undrafted free agent rookie. Evan Anderson's young. Kalia Davis, young. Kevin Givens and Jordan Elliott are the veteran presence in that defensive tackle room, which it's got a lot of weight on it because, not literally, but the defensive tackle position has to improve. Has to. You spent a 2nd and 4th round pick on it, and you brought back Jordan Elliott, who I do believe will be a projected starter week 1. I think he'll line up next to Alfred Collins. 5.02 40-yard dash, great. 1.71 10-yard, okay. 27.5-inch vertical, okay. 24 bench press reps. This dude likes the weight room. Comps, if you put in all of Jordan Elliott's measurables, Devin Still Sr., Sharif Floyd, Marcel Darius, dude's got the athleticism. Texas dude, played at West Side High School in Houston, Texas. Committed and went to the University of Texas, just didn't work out in 2016. Transferred to Missouri and became an all-SEC first-team player in 2019. And again, talk about the weight room. He won the 2017 Team Lifter of the Year award and gets drafted in the 3rd round by the Browns in 2020. This is the same year defensive tackle class as Javon Kinlaw. He went in the 3rd round, pick 88. Kinlaw went 1st round. They've had about the same style of career. Now, I would argue Kinlaw is a much more consistent player, and he's getting paid about 5 times as much as Jordan Elliott now. It's just Kinlaw can't stay healthy. One of the best things about Jordan Elliott, dude's missed 4 games in his 5-year career. Missed 2 last year with the 49ers, but he has stayed very, very healthy. So, best abilities, availability, Jordan Elliott does have that. He's got that in spades. Now, our pre-draft write-up going back to the 2020 NFL draft on Jordan Elliott. This is before he got drafted and played a snap in the NFL. Insane athleticism and body. Looks like a tight end playing interior defensive line. No bad weight on him. Might have the highest ceiling of anyone in this defensive tackle class. Lateral quickness is insane. Check. We got that one right. Not the best at the point of attack, but not a liability there. I was wrong. He is a liability there, but that's okay. Pass rushing stud, could be an 8-sack per year guy. Way off on that one. He has 5 career sacks. Ideal build and style for today's NFL. And so kind of that, undersized, hyper-athletic, weight room warrior guy, Aaron Donald style. No production, but the NFL started to covet guys like Jordan Elliott after what Aaron Donald did. And Jordan Elliott, somebody's going to confuse him there. But man, you look at the workout and the body that he puts forward, that's huge. Now, Chris Kusarek talked and admitted that they had their eyes on Jordan Elliott all the way back to that 2020 draft. And they drafted Kinlaw. It's what it is. And, he is tied Jordan Elliott for the third most sacks in that defensive tackle class of that entire draft. Not a good defensive tackle draft, by the way. Madubuike has 21.5 sacks. Derek Brown, 8. Kinlaw and Elliott tied with 5. Not great. Just not great. So, now, Chris Kusarek said he reminds him of DJ Jones. I thought that was one of the dumbest things he's ever said. I do not understand that. But Chris Kusarek falls in love with guys very similar to Chris Forster. All coaches do this, that they just love that perhaps the fans don't. And the tape is not kind to Jordan Elliott. I'm going to be very honest with you. He's brought in to stop the run and to be one of those penetrators. He had a 53.1 run grade. That's below average. That is not starter level play at all. And just not consistent. 1 out of 5 plays is great. The other 4, he is a negative on the 49ers run stopping. And pass rush, sometimes it's there. His highlights are great, though. So, from the highlight perspective, I could put together 15 plays and be like, man, Jordan Elliott's a Pro Bowler. I could put together 50 plays that's like, dude, this guy is unrosterable in the NFL. Where's he going to fall on that depth chart? I think eventually you want Collins and West to be your starters, maybe even Evan Anderson. But the veteran presence is huge, and he has that. And that's why I do think Jordan Elliott will be starting week 1. I don't think he should be. But you're hoping at age 27, hopefully something increases. You look at his career, 117 tackles, 10 tackle for losses. This is career numbers. 5 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, 4 pass breakups. Now, he's played a lot of football. 81 games, 48 starts. That's awesome. Hasn't missed games, right? Talked about only 4 games missed his entire career. That's awesome. 49ers signed him to a 2-year, $7 million deal. Got a $3.4 million cap hit. He will not be cut. Career earnings just under $9 million. And for the 49ers, let's just highlight 2024. Played 15 games, 13 starts. He will start again for the 49ers. 502 snaps. That's solid. I'd like that number to fall down to about 350. 63 special team snaps, and that's what he was best at. Blocked not 1 but 2 kicks last year. One of them was a field goal block versus Cleveland, probably one of the best highlights of the entire year for the 49ers. He blocks the kick. Diamador Lenore picks it up, scoops it, takes it 61 yards to the house for a touchdown. Also had an extra point block versus the Lions in a meaningless game, but still, Jordan Elliott got close a lot. Vertical and arms, and like he times it up well. Defensively, he's a B-gap player that, 3 technique. He had 44 snaps in the A gap on top of the center, 348 snaps in the B gap, and then about 50 on the edge, kind of that 4-eye stacked on top of the tackle where they do stunts and whatever else, goal line, whatever. 19 tackles last year, 2 tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hits, no sacks. 11 solo stops, 3 missed tackles. He had a 12.5% missed tackle rate. That's bad for tackles. 7 pressures is awful. 213 pass rush snaps, 7 pressures, no sacks. Not very effective. Does not show up in the stat column really at all, but he disrupts. He does cause his players on his 1 out of 5 really good play. It's huge. It's just, can he get more consistent? Look at his grades. 47.6 overall defensive grade, awful. 53.1 run defense grade, subpar. 40.4 tackling grade, awful. 54.6 pass rush grade, subpar. What is he good at? What is it that he hangs his hat on? Supposed to be a great run defender, offer a little bit of pass rush upside, just hasn't translated. So I'm not the biggest Jordan Elliott guy, but if he could get some consistency and eliminate some of the negative plays while still maintaining a little bit of a disruptor status, that would be huge. Just consistency. A truest measure of greatness. Can Jordan Elliott establish that? It's a contract year. It's the last year signed by the 49ers. So if he wants to get paid, he's going to have to step up his play. Otherwise, he's just going to be a rotational piece for the rest of his career. We'll see what happens. Jordan Elliott, the 49ers could really use a veteran like him to step up, lock down that starting job next to Alfred Collins, CJ West, whomever, and just be consistent, because you don't have a lot of those B-gap, 300-pound slashers anymore. You got a lot of big, heavy-bodied run pluggers. There's a place for Jordan Elliott here Can he be more consistent? Comes in number 25 on our roster countdown. Shout out to Josh, executive producer of this episode. And for us in the 49ers Rush team, we're just going to keep counting them down.